What's up, guys? This is Alex from the Duran, and today we're going to be taking a look at a Richard Branson interview where he says that Brexit was the saddest thing that has happened to Britain. All right, so this is an interview with Bloomberg, and this was actually aired. It was the David Rubenstein episode of the peer-to-peer conversations. The interview was taken at the end of May 31st, but it was aired the other day. And in this video, globalist billionaire Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Records, Virgin Group, Virgin Airlines, gives his take on Brexit. And this is Brexit. Theresa May has been bungling, delaying, mismanaging the Brexit negotiations now. And she's running to the end point because on October, I think actually the EU has stated, and so has the May government, that they would like the Brexit negotiations to wrap up. And my hunch is that May is not even close to finalizing the Brexit position of the UK. I don't even think she even knows what that is. She's flip-flopping back and forth as to whether she wants a soft Brexit or a hard Brexit. Obviously, she leans towards a soft Brexit, maybe even manipulating the negotiations so that another vote can take place. And in this interview, you can see that Richard Branson also calls for another vote, in that he says that if the UK public, if the British public had another chance to vote again on the referendum on whether Britain should stay in the EU or not, he says that the British public was misled to leave, and that he believes another vote would be in favor of staying. Of course, Richard Branson, as we said earlier, is a globalist billionaire. He's liberal, establishment, a businessman who obviously benefits from open borders, from the globalist agenda, from the existing power structure and the elitist class ruling over society. And that elitist class obviously is embodied in the EU and in Brussels. In no better place is it embodied than in the wealthy bureaucrats, technocrats in Brussels. And of course, the peasants and all the lower people that are just grinding it out day by day in Europe, under the weight of EU regulations, EU law, EU control of all of Europe, the dissolution of the nation state, no borders, no country, no religion, no culture, no history, nothing. Just all the power concentrated in Brussels. So take a look at the interview with Branson. I think it gives you a good insight as to how depressed, how sad the billionaires are that Britain is leaving the EU, especially someone like Branson. Take a look at the video. Let us know what you think. If you like it, click on the subscribe button down below and click on the notifications bell to get notifications every time we push out a new video. And also visit the Duran shop, help support the Duran. After the Branson video, by the way, guys, the EU Brexit negotiator, the chief negotiator, Michel Barnier, gives a short little commentary as to how May's handling the negotiations by basically telling May and telling Britain that he'll not accept any of the customs agreements, the VAT stuff, the tax stuff that May is proposing in the Brexit. So he basically just tells May, forget about it. Either Britain falls under EU control or forget it. There'll be no deal, or at least that's how he's positioning it. So after the Branson video, you'll see the short clip of Barnier saying that the EU will not accept anything that May is proposing as far as customs, tax, VAT, etc.
Written about Brexit, you were against Brexit, you were in favor of Remain, and now it looks as if Brexit might occur. How is it going to affect your business, and how will it affect England in your view?
Obviously, it depends slightly what kind of Brexit, but I think Brexit's the saddest thing that's happened to Europe, and I think it's the saddest thing that's happened to Great Britain. It's certainly affecting pretty well every business in the UK adversely, which means it's affecting every individual in Britain. And I think that that Britain will be a much poorer, sadder country as a result. And I think Europe will be the sadder without Britain. So, I still hope that sense will prevail, and that I personally think a lot of the British public were misled, and I think a lot of them realised they were misled. And I think if they had another vote, I think they would change their minds now.
The EU cannot, and the EU will not, delegate the application of its customs policy and rules, VAT and excise duty collections to a non-member who would not be subject to the EU's governance structures.